What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Alchemy Pay. I'd like to apologize because I haven't talked about you in a few days. I've meant to, man. It's just, you guys see the videos I put out. I got a full plate. I've got excuses is what I've got, but let's get into this, okay? Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, okay? From a relative high to a relative low, you've moved up. You've done the thing, man. It looks really good. I like this volume. I like everything about it. I like the RSI. You're doing good things, man. You're at a point where, I mean, it's not completely obvious, but if you draw higher lows here, and you kind of get this parallel area of higher highs here, right? You might have a blemish up here, but if you took that out of the equation, it might make sense that you find resistance here. You're also at your 60 area. It might make sense you find resistance here. That's fine, right? You found support at your 40, found support resistance at your 60. Oftentimes we do ping pong in these areas before we decide to break out one way or another. Therefore, a true break, not just a day, not just a 1 day period that closes above the 60 and then moves back down immediately. A true break of the 60 where you get multiple days above the 60 for confirmation would indicate to me that not only are you going above this high, but you're going above this high and you're on your way to 7.4 cents, 10 cents, and beyond, right? I think we've got 20 cent or higher targets for ACH by the end of this move, right? And we'll go over that, of course, but I just want to tell you right now, okay, generally speaking, from any fib, I don't care if it's a big range, it's a small range, whatever, any fib, whenever you show this kind of respect, right, off the 236, off the 069, you found resistance at the 382. Generally, when you find resistance at the 382, you go back to the 236. And just because you didn't doesn't mean you're not respecting it. It means this is actually really bullish. This is one of the least common phases of consolidation when it comes to a primary 382 interaction. Okay, let me just describe what I mean. Primary 382 interaction means your first 382 interaction. Okay, generally with the 382, what you do is exactly this. You wick above it, you close below it, but then you go to your 236. Anytime, and I haven't said this in a while because I feel like I don't explain the fundamentals of my fib analysis. I just tell you guys what I'm thinking, and I try to hold your hand through it. But I'm going to hold your hand through this and explain some fundamentals at the same time. Whenever you consolidate above your 382 or even just below it, somewhere in this area between the 382 and the 0.5 is great, and you don't pull back to your 236, that's a very bullish phase of consolidation. Generally speaking, right, I would expect resistance to the 236, 069. If you don't find resistance there, at least 382, come down, find support at the 236. Generally, with this kind of maneuver, 382, 236, 618, 69, it's a no-brainer. That's what I would think. But with this kind of consolidation, it opens up the doors to demolish the golden ratio and see the 786, 886. And in fact, that's what I think you're going to do. I do think that you're going to see the 786, 886 on your next move up, unless, of course, you move to your 236. Inevitably, you will get there. But if you do move down to your 236, then perhaps you do stop here because you've been showing a lot of respect all the way up. Perhaps you continue to show respect along the way up, right? But this consolidation, I personally think if you were to go below the 382, you would have already. This is very, very bullish. And I think the only thing that you're going to do is move up from here, man, and go to the 786, 886. So truthfully, Alchemy Pay, you're at 3.4 cents coming off of your lows at around 2.5 cents. I think that by the end of this week, potentially, I mean, hell, man, maybe not by the end of today, but by the end of tomorrow even, you could be at 4.8 cents, if not 5.3 cents. Certainly by the end of the week, I think it's there. If you don't get there by the end of the week, I mean, what are you doing? You move inside. Maybe you do stop at the golden ratio. I will say, with this kind of consolidation, I would not expect that you stop at the golden ratio, but it's possible. You have reasons. You have resistance areas here. You have reasons for it, right? And maybe you do. Maybe 1 4-hour candle you reject here, you come back down, you find support, and then 2 4-hour candles later you're up here. Maybe you see a little whiplash like that. I don't know, but I don't think that it's going to stop you for long, and if it does, I'd be surprised. If it does, it's not a bad thing if it stops you. You're in the golden ratio. You're at your first attempt. It's pretty normal. It's just in this kind of environment, I wouldn't anticipate that normally, okay? Looking at the 4-hour RSI, with all the squiggles and everything, definitely looking bullish, bro. You're finding support on the 60. Yeah, you're when I say by tomorrow you could be up at these prices, I'm not kidding. It could be by the end of today, but you've got a little bit of time left in the day, so I don't want to say that. That's a bit of a bold call. I'm not afraid of bold calls, but I also don't want to just be 100% wrong all the time, right? Bouncing off the 60 area last time here, that resulted in you continuing your move that you were already starting, right? I would expect, again, not anything crazy to happen, but just something relatively bullish to your move so far, right? Something that's relatively bullish is what I would expect. 4-hour RSI, you guys, looking really, really good. Really, really good. I love seeing that. 1-hour RSI, also looking good. Breaking out of your downtrend. You didn't even get to the oversold, so that's bullish. You break a downtrend before it gets oversold. You break an uptrend before it gets overbought. Those are genuinely really bullish or really bearish kind of indications, right? A lot of volume here. Look at that. Volume coming in, man. Volume's picking up. Yeah, dude, who knows? I mean, I think that you will at least then, but by this metric, unless it goes down, I think that Bitcoin might come down a little bit throughout the rest of the day, right? That's a pretty harsh rejection on the 1 hour there. Unless Alchemy Pay goes down with Bitcoin and the rest of the altcoin markets, there's a chance, man, that you could really break out of this today. But we'll see. And again, I want to put it on the radar, right? If you go below here and you come back down to your 3 cent area, which that's at your 236 of this overall consolidation range, if you go back down here, that's fine. It's a better buying opportunity. It's nothing to worry about. I seriously doubt you'd go below these lows, but even if you do, or below this high, even if you do, guess what? It's still a higher low. It's nothing to worry about. So don't let any kind of negative price action, if I'm calling for the upside, and today, if I'm wrong, because I can be wrong, I've been wrong before, I'll be wrong again. It's inevitable, okay? It's absolutely 100% inevitable. I will be wrong. So if this is one of those times where I'm wrong, we're calling for the upside and it goes down, please do not fear. Even if it goes lower than what I would expect. I would expect you don't go below 3 cents, but even if it goes lower than that, do not fear. You have a higher low still. It's fine. It's a better buying opportunity, okay? Everything that we've talked about so far as higher prices go, it's still going to happen, okay? You just have a better opportunity to buy from. So don't fear if that happens. The 1 hour RSI, though, looks really good. I would be surprised if you turn around here. The 4 hour RSI looks really good. I would be surprised if you turn around here. Oh, but to be fair, you do have some bearish divergence, which I did not notice that. I let that escape me. I was looking to the sky too much. You do have some bearish divergence. That's a nice look bouncing off the 60. Maybe what you do is you come up higher and you get some triple bearish divergence. I don't know. But technically, you guys, very technically, from a fundamental standpoint on the RSI here, bearish divergence, which started here, would indicate that you do pull back to this area before going higher, okay? And then also just standard kind of fib protocol from a high to a low. Finding support at your 236 after consolidating around your 382. All that is that gets you set up for your golden ratio. So I don't know. I'm sticking with my original calls. I'm just also trying to make sense out of if we went lower, what we would see and why it makes sense and why it would be healthy and why it's nothing to concern yourselves with. I will say, I wish I saw that. That might have changed my my perspective at least a little bit, right? A little bit more caution, if anything at all, right? You can watch how I was talking about this thing before I noticed this divergence and watch afterwards. It's a different tone, right? I'm not saying that everything that I've just said is off the table, but I'm a little bit more cautious, right? Be aware, and I like the volume, I like the 4 hour RSI, I like the 1 hour, I like everything that you're doing, but just be aware you could turn around, and if you do, I would expect it to be very fast, very, very fast lived, and then the recovery very fast as well. I still would expect that by the end of the week, you are above these highs. Do you go to that same target area by the end of the week that I was talking about, which was, what was that? That was around like 5 cents, right? Let's see. Oh, I need to go to a daily basis. Sorry. High to low. 4.8 to 5.3 cents. You could, but maybe if you pull back, you'd have more of a chance of finding resistance at 4.2 to 4.46 cents. Okay, that's my perspective. So I think I've outlined all the scenarios, all the possibilities, what I'm looking for, what I'm not looking for, but even if it happens, why we shouldn't worry about it, right? Whenever it comes to breaking out, let's get to the thing that everybody likes to talk about, right? Which is higher prices whenever we do come to breaking out. And I think we will, right? You've got a nice bounce off the 50 on your weekly RSI. I don't think by the end of this week, in the next 3 days and 9 hours, I don't think you're going to get back 30%. You're up 30.5% right now. I don't think this week is going to close red. It's going to close green. So you are bouncing off of the weekly 50. Why is it doing this? 50 on the RSI. Okay, you've got higher lows long term, lower highs right now, sure, but higher lows overall. You do seem to be in an upward trending thing, very strong, getting overbought, not getting oversold. There's no doubt in my mind that you will break out of this pattern, this consolidation phase. You will break out of this to the upside. Absolutely, you will. And where are your targets? Where are your targets? Let's see. We're gonna delete all this. Actually, sure, we'll leave that there. We'll leave that right there. High to low here. I might actually take, that's the relative fib, so it might help. Let's just see real quick. What's this high to low real quick? They're all very near each other. So I'm going to keep the relative fib on there instead of the overall. High to low, I guess this is the overall to be fair. Bull cycle high to bear cycle low. I'm going to delete this small fib and we'll bring it right back, okay? So by the way of this look alone, I would think Alchemy Pay, when you break out, likely you don't stop at 9 cents, okay? Likely your minimum target would be 12.4 cents, and you have a very solid chance of seeing prices at 17.8 cents or higher, by the end of this breakout move, right? What do I mean by the end of the move? I don't mean by the end of the cycle, but like this was a move. This was a move. This here was a move. The next move, which I expect to end by the end of March, if not very early April, will likely take you above 9 cents, and I think you'll go to around 12.5 cents or higher. You really could see 17.8 cents. You even could go above there. Let's see if that makes sense on the other fibs. Okay, so from a high to a low here, you've got your 1414 right there, decent fib. 1618. I've noticed this, and this is not something normal, but I have noticed across the space recently this week, a lot of fibs, whether it's breaking up to the upside or breaking down to the downside, when they interact with their 1618, they have been going just above it. So going just above your 1618, that's the 886 right there, right? This is just like a personality, a fad, a phase that I'm noticing in the space right now. I've noticed it on a few coins, and it's been about a week that I've noticed this, so I'm only mentioning it now. Generally, you expect to find resistance right at the 618, not to go just above it, but tomato, whatever, man. So just be prepared. That really does make sense out of 12.4 cents to be resistance, in my opinion, something above 11 cents at least. But if you were to go higher, if you were to go above the golden ratio here, above the 886, the next target area would be 15.9 to 18.4 cents, and you really could go all the way up, I think, to 26 cents. I don't think that you're going to make a nonstop move up to 42, 40 cents. I don't think that's going to happen. I accept it as your moon boy bullish, most hopium injected possibility. I do accept it. I feel like 26 cents is already moon boyish enough, but I do accept it as a possibility. It could happen, but you've got so much turbulence on the way. I wouldn't be surprised at all if you broke through 12 cents. My genuine expectation would be 17.8 cents is where you're going to go. 17 to 18, 19 cents. 26 cents would be the highest that I personally expect, and that's about a 7.5x. So something between, a minimum of like a 3.5x to a 4 or a 5x. And what my maximum expectation would be a 7.5x from here by the end of March, if not the first week or two of February, or of April, sorry, going back in time, with potential moon boy, put your boots on targets of something that's greater than a 10x, an 11x, or around there. It's possible. I accept it as a possibility, and the main reason I accept it as a possibility is because of what I'm about to say here, right? You're breaking out of this very long consolidation phase. You could have a very eruptive move. If you thought that was fun, that was cute, you're going to see something that's even more eruptive than that, okay? That eruptive move, if it takes you to new all-time highs, you're going to be in a price discovery mode. And with that, with the culmination of breaking out of this and breaking out of your all-time highs, that fire, that fuel could be enough to send you up to an 11x move. It really could. It really could. And that, I'm not just saying this up here because I want you guys to have pie in the sky hopes and dreams, right? And just drool over these targets that'll never happen. No, inevitably, Alchemy Pay is going to go there. It's going to be worth several dollars by the end of the cycle. Inevitably, it will go here. Okay, so that's not the purpose. Even if it was the purpose, I mean, inevitably, it's true. It's going to happen. But no, it's not the purpose. The purpose of this is to make you aware so that if you do sell at the 26 cent area, if you do sell at the 16 cent area, and it does keep going higher, and you think about buying up at 40 cents, you don't do that, right? We're talking about this so that you don't make a FOMO mistake, right? Likely, if it exceeds all of our hopes and dreams, it will find resistance there and at least pull back to here, if not pull back to here at the areas where you might have sold beforehand, okay? At least here, at least 12.4 cents, and that's a real strong possibility to find resistance there. But I really do think you'll be above 16 cents by the end of this move. I got nothing else for you guys. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I appreciate you all for being here. Take it easy. Go Alchemy Pay. I'm loving it, man. The short-term time frames really do get me excited for some immediate movements up. The only thing that has me worried is this little bearish divergence here. And if that happens, it happens. Everything that I've said is still going to happen. It just might happen at a later date, like a day or two later. That's fine. So hit the like button, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one, you guys. Take it easy. Bye-bye.